Hello! We are back for another episode of Salvage Saturday. Kind of trying to get you guys like in a good spot, but nothing's really a good spot. Alright, so as I said last video, I had to go back to Kathy's garden and look this up. Because I had 3 envelopes and it was like, okay, well, what? Anyway, so it's pocket envelopes done 3 ways. Used 3 ways. So I have these 2, well, almost already glued. As I was getting ready to hit live, or, hit record, I realized, I mean, this is plain white because it's not an actual junk mail envelope. It's a fresh, new envelope, so it doesn't necessarily have to be covered. But I want to cover it. Okay, so what we're going to be making is a flip pocket, corner tuck pocket, and a tag. But all 3 of them start with an envelope and start the same way. So these 2 I have glued already, and so that way they're ready for the next step. But let's start you from the beginning on how you set these 3 envelopes up. So first thing you're going to do is seal up your envelope. I don't ever trust envelopes. With just the seal that's there. Okay, and you're going to cover the front of your front of your pocket is actually going to be the back of the envelope. So here's where the flappy is. This does work better if you've got envelopes that have the triangle, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one on. And I did kind of grabbed a bunch of different different envelopes for digital stuff, but I ended up just picking primarily from this. The mermaid is Liliana Scraps on Etsy. And this paper is Pick Waves. I bought the whole store bundle a while back. I just printed out a whole bunch of them. And I did the backgrounds, again, running out my ink. So lots of blues and purples. There's only a few, relatively speaking, that are actually the actual color they're supposed to be. Okay, so now you're going to cut one of your edges open. Ideally, it would be the edge that you just glued. So that's just cutting this open. Okay, so now you have a pocket. This is the insert, because you're going to see the inside. So this is what I found easiest, and if you're doing this with a glue stick, it's going to be impossible because you can't really get your glue stick in there real well. So if you're using a wet glue, I would recommend that. But you're going to put your inside in, lift it toward the front because you're going to put glue on the back part as you're gluing it to the quote-unquote back, which is actually the front of the envelope. So get your glue all in there. Get that glued down. I'm gonna trim up this edge over here. I didn't realize there was some stuff hanging out. Try to trim that without cutting your envelope. Then I'm going to trim this down. It's like the overhang of what I just glued in there. So now the outside and the inside of your envelope's covered. This is going to be a tag. So we also want to, again, this is personal choice. It is solid white. You can leave it white. And that's your writing surface, or you can cover it with, some light colored whatever. I'm using coffee dyed paper. Apparently I cut that a little on the short side. That's all right. So just center that. And yes, you can see my glue squirting out. Okay. Trim off the excess again. And since that's the one we just glued, I'm going to set this one aside to dry, or keep drying. So what I did here, this one's covered edge to edge. This one, I left a little, when I covered the front, I left some over here to serve as a flip. So this will go in the book. In this case, it'll go in the book like this. And I'll have the white showing only because I don't want to cover it. So if you're going to do it as a flip, you can either leave space, you can use washi, you can use another piece of paper and create a hinge. It's up to you. Now, what you're going to want to do is tear out a V shape or a general opening. What I want to do here is, I want to know kind of where the middle of my envelope is. It's going to be right about there. Just so I have, a direction that I'm aiming for. One, two, three. Ish. And I'm just putting just a little dot. I'm not marking it in any major, major fashion. Oh, you're not even going to be able to really tell that that's a turtle. it back over there. Now, if you tear towards you, you're going to get that thick white line. So if you don't want that, you're going to tear away from you, which is a little tricky because you're tearing into the center of an envelope. Okay, so you're going to, let me get it started on each side. And this is why it's easier. It's nice if you've got the V-shaped envelope, because then you have a line to follow. You have a guide. Okay. There's one. And then, you know, if you want to tear more off, you can. Just got to remember you're going through multiple thicknesses over here on the edge, so. I'm going to leave that as is. Okay, so again, tearing toward the inside of the envelope. See, by tearing toward the inside of the envelope, you don't get this white torn edge. I'm going to go ahead and do this one now that it's pretty much dry enough. Now, if you have what you can follow, you can go down into a triangle and then back, but I don't have a triangle to follow. So I'm just trying to give it its shape. And ideally, making it even on both sides, which I absolutely did not. I'm going to tear a little bit more here. I'm going to leave it at that. Do I need to? Yes, I do. Just going to give that a little bit of a squishy. Pick up all the... Now, I will save these. I'll put them in my scrap box. Because, you know, cute decoration on the side of a tag or something. Okay. Now, because I have a water thing going here, I took out broken china as my ink color, and I'm going to ink this in blue. So you'll see the difference it makes when you get to ink the edges. And this also, as always, the ink helps hide your boo-boos, like when you cut something too short. Okay. ink them all. This one's going to be a pocket, so I'm not going to worry about ink in the back. This one, I do want to ink the back though. Just a little blue. Okay, and then this one. Now this is going to be a flip, so I do want to ink the back as well. But I'm not going to ink this flap because I want it to blend. But what I am going to do is flip the flap back so I can get this edge. There's that. I'll have one more step. Okay, so again, if I put this here, then it's going to flip in the middle of the page. You could put it here on this side and have it flip out, but I'm on this page, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up to where the signature is bound. Not all the way in, obviously, because you want your signatures to be able to close. And you don't want things getting in the way. So now you have a flip. With a pocket. Writing space. Something to tuck in. Now this, normally, I would not put a pocket like that's opening out this way right on the corner, but I don't want to put it in here on the corner. So I am going to put it on the outer edge, and I'm going to glue this in an L shape. Okay, so I'm going to hold the side that I'm not gluing. So I do like my tucks on the outer corners, but I don't like my pocket going in that way. So I would have done my envelope this way if I was making this for my journal. Get some glue seepage down here. Give that a good squish. So now you have a tuck and a pocket. Which, I mean, I guess it's not too bad as long as you're doing a flush, or if you don't mind things sticking out just a little bit. But that gives it a little bit of space between this and the flip. Now this we're going to turn into a tag, and I want a thumbnail, a whale tail. That would be fun. Come into the punch. I really need to sharpen my punch. Okay. Fold it in half. Give it some ink on the edges. Again, ink is hiding some cutting boo-boos. What can't hide, don't worry, because you're going to see it's on two different sides, right? So do I want the green on this side, or do I want the blue? I think I want the blue, because there's not really any green on this anywhere. I'm going to go with the blue side on the front. Get your glue going. I put glue over both sides from the get, and then for me, I put it on just where it starts to curve out, and it gives you these little feet. And then wrap it around to the other side, give it a good stick. And now you have a tag with a pocket. The tag goes in behind. So if you're doing a journal, this is a 3-signature journal, for example. You can do these three, do in 3 different ways. The torn envelope, and you know, you've got a set to go in the journal you're making. So this was Kathy's Garden. She saw it on Shabby Dabby Doodah, but she did some twists to it. I think doing the tag and making it into a flip were hers. Kathy's Garden, a la Shabby Dabby Doodah. I haven't tried to find it on Tina's website, on her YouTube, but I couldn't find it because I wanted to see which of these ways was Kathy's twist. But yeah, couldn't find it on Tina's. There's a lot to go through. So there is that. We are done for this week. I was going to take a picture, but oh yeah, I can't because my phone is out on the charger. Stay tuned and see what we're going to do next Saturday Again, using up all those envelopes that we all have laying around the house. People even have, the boxes of new envelopes because we don't usually mail stuff out anymore. So what are we going to do with them? Let's make pockets and flips and tags and folios and mini journals and all kinds of stuff out of them. There's lots to do. Lots you can do. Well, stay tuned, and I hope you continue to learn some stuff. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.